Hi, and welcome. I'm Dr. Michelle Pedicola. I am a release and thrive expert. And today I have with me a colleague and dear friend, Kimmy Avery, who is a relationship navigation specialist. I want to tell you a little bit about her. She not only is my friend, she is also my coach when it comes to relationships. She is amazing. She doesn't have you just sit and talk about your problems. She actually gives you amazing tools that can transform your relationship with your spouse or your significant other, or even your children. She really understands the difference between men and women. The fact of the matter is, they are different. And I'm going to let her tell you how. Kimmy, welcome. Thank you for coming on my show.
It is so great to be here with you. Thank you for having me. And, it's a mutual appreciation society for sure.
So, Kimmy, tell me a little bit about what you do and why you're so passionate about it.
So, I am a relationship navigation specialist. And what that means is that I help people to navigate the differences between men and women, and really people as human beings. But my main focus is on men and women. And how I got here was that I always wanted to get married, have a family. And by the age of 36 years old, I had been to not one, but two weddings of men I was deeply in love with. And I watched them marry other women. And I was really confused and really frustrated and really like, what the heck is wrong with me? And throughout my life, I'd had a horrible relationship with my dad. So my relationship with men was just off. And I would date great guys and they didn't want to marry me. I didn't know why. And I started studying about men when I was 36 and all about them from a masculine perspective. Everything I'd learned about men had been from women. Men are this way, men are that way. But it wasn't about men as men, what drives them. So I remember taking a course and the woman said, men love and are driven and compelled to provide and protect the people they care about. And I went, really? And then I could see my dad, all the ways he was trying to protect me throughout my life, where I thought he was a jerk, I could see him as my provider.
This is so important. Before I heard this from you, Kimmy, I would come home from some event and my husband would ask me all these questions and I felt like he was interrogating me, but actually he was being protective. He was making sure that I was safe and nobody was taking advantage of me. Once I realized that, it changed my whole response to him. Thank you.
I mean, critical, important, right? If you think that men are being jerks, how are you ever going to have a good relationship? And guys listening to this, my God, if you're trying to work with a woman and she's defensive and protective and gets upset if you ask a question, she may not realize that you want to contribute to her. Mm. So I help women to receive the contributions of men, and I help men to feel like they are proud of themselves and they can do their job and to navigate life with a woman who is really different. What I usually say is that men and women would be better off if we actually spoke different languages, because then we wouldn't think we were communicating.
I agree. I want to bring up another example of one of your gems, which is that men are single focused. Mm. And this was really important for me because I would always feel so frustrated because my husband wouldn't come when dinner was ready or I needed him. And I didn't understand why, and I get so mad. And now I know that I just have to stand and wait until I have his attention before I deliver a request.
Oh, it is massive, and it's a teeny little thing that completely changes relationships. And so a lot of my work is about educating men about women and women about men. And when we get the other perspective, when we begin to understand what's happening for them, we spend more time happy and less frustrated. It doesn't mean you won't get tripped up from time to time. Like when my husband's watching football and I want his attention, I have to remind myself that he's single focused. He's not ignoring me. It's a little thing I'm used to doing this. So I say, oh, that's right. He's single focused. I'll wait to talk to him till after the game. It's little, but we think like as women, we can talk whenever we want to. We pick up the phone, we have a conversation, no big deal. It doesn't work like that for men. And we are actually always interrupting a man because of that single focused nature. Even when it doesn't look like they're doing something, they're preparing for the next single focused activity.
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
if you want to have a conversation with Kimmy, if you would like to know how some of her amazing tools might be able to help you in your relationship, I invite you to have a talk with Kimmy. And so Kimmy, please state what your website is for people who want to have a conversation with you.
Meetwithkimmy.com. It's for a 30-minute relationship possibility session. It's complimentary. It's just an opportunity for us to get to know each other better, for me to understand what's going on for you. And if it seems like it's a match for working together, I'll let you know if and how we can do that. But if it's, I just want you to take the time to get the help now, rather than waiting until the proverbial poop is hitting the fan. Get help, get support. You don't have to do this on your own. And most of the advice and support you'll get out in the world it's antagonistic toward the opposite sex, and it doesn't serve you to keep your relationship thriving. So can I tell you a little bit about a success story that I just had?
Oh, yes, please tell us a success
A
story.
brand new client of mine. This is brand new. I have an intro program called The Real Truth About Successful Communication Between Men and Women. And that comes with a VIP coaching call. And it's my relationship navigation starter kit. And it comes with a group. So she listened to the program and she did the VIP call. And what was going on was that her husband was protecting his youngest daughter. She's been kind of a mess. He's trying to help her. And he ended up agreeing to something that my client said, I don't want you to do. I don't want you to do this. He agreed that he wouldn't do it and then did it anyway. And she felt violated and betrayed.
Mm-hmm.
And when we started talking together, I helped her to understand that out of his 3 children, his first one was a complete disaster. He doesn't even hardly talk to her. The second one's doing great. And the third one is the problem baby, right? She's a young woman. And he cannot not take care of her. He cannot not try to protect her and have her help her have a good life. He must do that. He feels like a failure with the first one. Mm. And so I said to my client, you've made a request of him that is heartbreaking because he has to choose between you and this daughter. And she got it. And so within 1 week, they're back talking to each other.
Great.
She understands the terrain of a man's heart and his commitment to take care of the people he claims are his. And he's going to start doing the coaching with me too. And that relationship is already on its way to reconciliation and resolution in a positive manner. And it wouldn't have happened if she hadn't reached out to get some support.
That's wonderful. That's a great story. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. I'm sure that a lot of people out there can relate to that problem of who do you side with, and when is it betrayal and when is it logical, and really is logical that your children do come first.
Well, but but that's just a big problem actually with step parents.
Yes.
If you don't know that his previous family is in, like, he would die for these people
Yes.
and he loves you, that's why he married you. But if you make him battle and choose between his
And
kids and
choose.
you,
Yes.
it breaks his heart.
Yes.
And I've had this over and over and over again where I've helped women to navigate that effectively so she gets
Yes.
her needs met
Yes.
and can support him in being the amazing father he
Absolutely.
is. And that's what she fell in love with him for, because he was a good man.
He was a good man. That's
You
great.
know, any man who would dump his children for you, like, do you really want to be around somebody like that? No.
Yeah. So, Kimmy, would you like to once again repeat
Yeah.
where people need to connect with you if they want to have a conversation with you?
Yeah. They go to meetwithkimmy.com and KIMI. So meet, MEET, with Kimmy, KIMI.com. And I would love to talk with you and give you support in navigating relationships. We need more and more support in this area because we don't have a roadmap and we've got so many different choices. And learning to navigate the relationships successfully will ripple out and affect your children and their families and their families and your community and the world. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Kimmy. It was really a pleasure having you have this conversation with me. And I hope all of you out there had a lot of benefit from listening to her wise comments and sharing. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.